time with a man who is fast becoming a regular fixture in this sports grandeur daily match. Eki, Jim Otamere. Good morning, bro. Yeah.
Thank you very much for having me.
All right. So we'll go straight into it. Portugal sent packing from the World Cup. It was expected, of course. It was long overdue because they escaped by the skin of the teeth against Croatia, and their luck ran out of them against Spain, because you can only ride your luck for so long. And La Roja, because, had the last laugh in the 90th minute when Arsenal's Mikel Merino put them not only ahead, but that goal was all Spain needed to boot Portugal out of the 2026 FIFA World Cup. That has also put paid to Cristiano Ronaldo's very, very lean chances, scanty actually, of winning the World Cup in his career. I liken his football career to that of Rafael Nadal, who thought he was going to be the winningest tennis player in men's history. Unfortunately, it wasn't to be. When Rafa came on the scene, he upended Roger Federer, tore him right, left, and center, defeated him almost everywhere. I'm sure the only place they didn't meet was the US Open. They met at the Australian Open, they met at Wimbledon, they met at the French Open. Nadal actually took away Roger Federer's Wimbledon crown in 2008 after Federer largely dominated that tournament for the better part of 5 or 6 years. So Rafa then couldn't hold Novak Djokovic, couldn't prevent him from becoming the winningest tennis player in history. Has won 24 Grand Slam titles, 2 more than Rafa's, and he's still committed, still actively playing in the quarterfinals of Wimbledon, playing Sergei Auger-Aliassime, and let's see how that goes. So the point I'm trying to make is that Cristiano Ronaldo cannot win it all, even though Messi has won it all. So it doesn't taint his greatness, but he wanted to just tick that box in his career resume. Unfortunately, it wasn't to be. All right, so Spain defeated Portugal by a goal to nothing, and that goal came at the tail end of the match, the last minute of regulation time. Eki.
Well, congratulations to Spain. Portugal, they played what they know how to play, but it's so saddening that Cristiano Ronaldo is going to back out of football in this manner. But kudos to him and his boys and his team.
International football, he's still pushing 1,000 goals.
So kudos to them, they did well, but sometimes your luck will always run out of you. So like you rightly said, kudos to Portugal, and kudos to Spain too for that outstanding goal at the dying minute. So both teams, they played a very fantastic football, but at the end of the day, the goal difference differentiated them. So that is it.
Well, for Spain and Unai Simon, they are yet to concede a goal in this tournament. They are shutting pretty much everyone out. Of course, they shut out Cristiano Ronaldo and co yesterday. Well, football, it's not mathematics. If you play better, sometimes you end up on the losing side, but Spain deserves to win on the balance of play. Portugal, they were toothless, and they lacked cohesion, they lacked intensity, and they were insipid. So I think they deserved to lose, and maybe in 2030, without Cristiano Ronaldo, we'll start seeing guys who can come to the fore and do better for La Selección. But at this point, life after Cristiano Ronaldo will be a lot tougher. Also, life after Roberto Martinez. Roberto Martinez is a managerial journeyman who goes into management with the objective of winning, but does not have the tools to win. Managerially inept, technically and tactically inept, and unfortunately the ineptitude showed in this World Cup tournament. Strategy zero, tactics zero, everything below par, and the string of all the underwhelming performances came to a head against La Furia Roja, and that is why Portugal will go back to Lisboa after everything that has happened at the FIFA 2026 World Cup. Of course, Cristiano Ronaldo was bullish in his assertion that, well, he's going to wake up this morning. We all know that he'll wake up this morning sullen, but he wouldn't admit it, of course. So many regrets. A lot of people have regrets. Messi had regrets after losing the 2016 Copa America final to Colombia. He's retired twice from the national team and come back. So even though Messi has completed football, at this point, Cristiano Ronaldo, his objective is hitting 1,000 goals, and I'm sure after that, maybe a few more in addition to that, he's going to retire from football. He's 41 years old. He has actually entertained us for the best part of 22-23 years. He reminded the journalists pre-Portugal Spain that he's been playing world football professionally for 24, 25, 26 years, and he's been playing for Portugal for 23 years. This is his 23rd year wearing the Portugal jersey, and he said before him, Portugal won nothing. After him, they won 3 titles, but I think not winning the World Cup is going to be a blight on his career resume. But yeah, he won everything else, and congratulations to him. Especially those other Portuguese players can go back to the drawing board and see what they can do with the likes of Felix, who definitely will play another World Cup. He's young enough. Carlos Ramos and co, of course, they are young enough. Rafael Leao, Francisco Conceição. I think Roberto Martinez underutilized this squad. It's no fault of him. It's no fault of his. You cannot actually. He couldn't punch above his weight. You can't give what you don't have. He doesn't possess the qualities of a world-class manager. Even world-class managers fail like pack of cards in this tournament. Look at or like packs of cards. Look at Carlo Ancelotti of Brazil. Pochettino, not well, maybe world class, maybe sailing around that level, but well, Ancelotti is the major example, and Brazil will not look to sack him. I think he signed a long-term contract. Hopefully, he can do better in subsequent tournaments like the Copa America and the World Cup that will be held jointly held in Portugal, Morocco, and Spain. 4 years is not a long time. People thought 4 years was a long time. In 2022, watch the World Cup together, a few matches, and here we are today.
After 4 years,
that's
2026.
That's life for you. Time runs by and it doesn't wait for anyone really. No. So let's go straight to the second match. Before the USA Belgium game, a lot of talking points, controversies, everything centered around Flowbag for Larry Balogun, why his red card was rescinded, why his suspension was suspended, why a politician, the president of the United States of America, who is widely regarded as the most powerful man in the world, why he intervened and forced the hand of Gianni Infantino, the FIFA president, to suspend the suspension of Folari Balogun. It is an unprecedented decision. No decision like that has ever happened in World Cup history. A player red carded in the World Cup and the red card was rescinded. So you followed through events that unfolded until the USA and Belgium kicked the ball in anger. What do you think about Donald Trump's intervention concerning Flowbag's suspension and his reinstatement against Belgium?
Like I said, politician, you don't have the right to interfere in football body rules and regulation. The referee has the final say on the pitch. If a player is red carded, that card should stand. If there's going to be any disciplinary committee after that red card, it's not going to be the decision of the president of the country. It should be the decision of the referee committee or the football governing committee set up by the FIFA or any of the body set up. So at the end of the day, they should look into it. Then the politician, they should stay clear from FIFA rules and regulation. This is not your overall office where you can make decision or you can influence decision or you can tell, okay, I don't want this person here, I want this thing there. No, football is different. For Christ's sake, this is a beautiful game. People love it all over the world. So for him to intercede or say that they should suspend the red card, it is uncalled for. It is uncalled for. It's something that the FIFA should sit down and think about. They shouldn't allow external factor to dictate or dictate to them what they should do or what they shouldn't do. So that's my take.
All right, people from different quarters criticized and condemned the decision to suspend the red card, which was given or brandished to Folarin Balogun against Bosnia and Herzegovina. But of course, when the match started, we thought Flo Bag was going to quickly score a hat-trick in the first half, but USA Malik Tillman equalized for the US after Charles de Ketelare scored his first goal of the tournament for the Red Devils. Of course, the likes of Jeremy Doku and Kevin De Bruyne were bent, and a lot of things happened in that Belgium game that really gave Rudy Garcia, the Belgium manager, good points, and I think the outcome justified some of his decisions. In terms of selection, he has continued to keep faith with Charles de Ketelare, even though he didn't score up until the United States game this morning, and Belgium trounced the United States by 4-1. Romelu Lukaku Bolingoli became the first player to score in a substitute appearance for 4 matches at the World Cup in history. So 4 substitute appearances, 4 goals from the substitutes bench for Romelu Lukaku in World Cup history, and he's definitely the greatest Belgian player of all time. Without a shadow of a doubt. We know Kevin De Bruyne has earned plaudits, of course, rave reviews at Manchester City, Wolfsburg, and maybe Napoli. He's doing quite well at Napoli alongside Scott McTominay and co. But at this point, with all Lukaku has done for Belgium, 93 goals, 9 World Cup goals, doing quite well. And scoring from the bench, he's unfazed that Charles de Ketelare is starting in front of him. But at this point, at 33, going on 34, he sees it as his career swan song in terms of the World Cup. I think he still has a few years left in him to play club football, because look at the likes of Roberto Lewandowski and Luis Suarez, even though different strokes for different folks. So USA Belgium, before I continue the analysis, what do you think happened? Folarin Balogun, some people were saying he should on his own tell Pochettino that yeah, let me sit out this match, even though Donald Trump has intervened. But I think it would have been disrespectful to the United States national team, the fans, and of course the most powerful man in the world.
Yesterday I predicted that the US, they are going to be
rightly so,
Belgium,
rightly so,
which they did. So starting the Flo Balogun was the coach decision, not the country's decision to make that call. So he knows what he's doing. So for him to start, maybe he has a capacity to say, oh, this you start and you sit and let me do the calculation. But at the end of the day, they lost out. So it's a game. It's not politics. So it's not politics. You can predict that, oh, I will not lose, I'm going to win. No, but it's football. Anything
even in politics, some elections are unpredictable, some outcomes are unpredictable.
That is it, but it's on a rare occasion. It's on a rare occasion for you can predict in politics, but football you can't really predict. But sometimes you can have that incident that, oh, look at this team. You can do your due diligence on this team. That, oh, look at the way they are playing on their last 2 matches. But this very particular match,
they call it forecasting.
That is it. They're going to lose this particular match, or they're going to draw this particular match. But I foresee the US that they have this home advantage. That they are one of the co-hosts. They have this advantage. Okay, for anybody we are playing, who can have an edge over them. But at the end of the day,
home advantage, the vociferous support,
that is it for the fans and the president. So by the end of the day, the Belgian side proved that they can do better than what the US are doing, and they got that clean scoreline, and it was a beautiful and fantastic win for the Belgians. Congratulations to them.
Yeah, so Charles de Ketelare scored 2, made 1 in that beautiful performance from the Belgian striker. Of course, he finally said, I am at the World Cup. He officially announced himself on the world stage with a brace against United States of America when it mattered most. Of course, that is what was expected from Charles de Ketelare. Huge talent, very good player. Is going to start for Belgium most of the time now, because except Belgium can have a better striker who is young, who is hungrier, and who is more lethal. For the next 10 years, Charles de Ketelaere is going to be a major force in the Belgian national team. All right, the likes of KDB, Romelu Lukaku are actually very close to the exit door. So the Red Devils are in the quarterfinals and will be playing against Spain. People have said that it's going to be a walkover for Spain, but let us see how it goes. Belgium equally have a capable goalkeeper in Thibaut Courtois, who is one of the greatest goalkeepers of recent history. So let us see how that pans out. If Belgium can upend Spain, because Spain, they haven't conceded at all in this tournament so far. Unai Simon is far and away the goalkeeper with the most shutouts in terms of number of minutes consecutively without scoring, without conceding. So no opponent, no rival country or nation has put one goal past Unai Simon so far, and that is why he is keeping Arsenal's #1 and the Premier League's Golden Glove winner David Raya on the bench, and he's going to sit there for a long time here because he's older than Unai Simon. So in terms of age, except something
happened,
yeah, well, we don't expect anything bad to happen, but Unai Simon will remain there for the time being, and it doesn't look like Spain are going to sack Luis de la Fuentes. As long as he's there, Unai Simon will remain ahead of David Raya in the pecking order of goalkeepers for the Spanish national team. All right, that's for United States. Belgium today will complete the round of 16 at the FIFA World Cup. Leo Messi and Argentina will be playing against Mohamed Salah, Omar Mamouche, and the Pharaohs of Egypt. Then Colombia, as usual, will be ending things in the round of 16. They ended things in the round of 32, of course, with that slim victory over the Black Stars. That has led to the departure of Carlos Queiroz, of course, also a managerial journeyman, has managed over 12 teams in his career, 12 in country over. So is a managerial journeyman as well, a serial decampi. So anyways, that's for Colombia. They'll be playing against Switzerland. I am sure on paper that's the most balanced fixture in the round of 16. That you can't easily predict it. My good friend called me at night and was crestfallen that Portugal exited the tournament. So Barrister Adesotu, don't worry about it. You are not Cristiano Ronaldo's brother. I'm sure that you'll get over it. All right, so that's on a lighter note. Colombia, Switzerland. Colombia, they've got James Rodriguez, Juan Quintero, Luis Suarez, not the gunslinger, Luis Suarez of Sporting Lisbon. They've got Luis Diaz of Bayern Munich, and they've got John Arias, who scored the only goal against Ghana in the round of 32. But Switzerland, they've got Granit, of course, who's captain of Sunderland, former captain of Arsenal, former captain of Bayer Leverkusen. They've also got Johan Manzambi, who, since coming from the bench in the third match of the tournament, has become a pivotal player for the Swiss. They've also got Ruben Vargas, Brillembolo, Ricardo Rodriguez, Manuel Akanji in defense. So they've got good players, Greg Corbell, of course, between the sticks. So how do you think that match is going to end?
Well, for me, Colombia, they have this fighting spirit. They know how to position themselves. They know how to kick the ball. They know how to
take advantage of every
opportunity. So for me, it's going to be a walkover for them.
Okay. So you think Colombia will defeat Switzerland? Switzerland will not pose any threat?
They will not. They will definitely pull a threat. But at the end of the day, Colombia is going to edge out Switzerland. Okay.
So what of Messi versus Egypt?
I said it yesterday, but I am saying it again. Egypt is going to edge out Argentina.
Okay.
It's not going to be business as usual.
All
Egypt
right.
is going to edge out Argentina.
Okay.
It's going to be a very
That's a bold prediction.
That is it.
But you have to be bold to predict football matches.
Yeah, yes, I told you yesterday that Belgium, they are going to edge out.
You've gotten a lot of predictions right.
Yesterday that the Spanish side are going to edge out Portugal.
Yeah.
I said it. It happened. Today, Argentina, Switzerland, they are going home.
Okay. All right. So you've heard from Mr. Eki Jim Otame that Argentina will be eliminated by Egypt, and Switzerland, complete with granite, will bid farewell to the World Cup in the hands of Colombia. Of course, the Los Cafeteros, the coffee growers from South America. They've had a decent World Cup tournaments over the last the last 10 or 15 years. We remember 2014 when they reached the quarterfinals, courtesy of a string of world-class performances by James Rodriguez. Quite older now, but still a dependable playmaker, has created so many opportunities for USA. Belgium have continued their winning streak over the United States, and the United States don't fare well against European opposition. Against European opposition, they've only beaten Bosnia in their last 12 games. So unfortunately for them, they met another European country and they were beaten silly. Donald Trump. Well, what else do we have to say? He's the most powerful man in the world. Let's just be careful with our words. But Donald Trump was definitely left red-faced when Belgium did that against the United States, despite all he did for Folarin Balogun to start. And Folarin Balogun was toothless. Right, flat-footed.
He's just one man.
Well, Messi is one man. Messi is one man, and sometimes when he's on the pitch, it's like 20 people. It's left. So that's it. So I think Folarin Balogun is no Messi, is no Cristiano. That's what a lot of people have said. But when Donald Trump was trying to make excuses and defend such a terrible decision, he said, "How will you feel if Messi, Cristiano, or Harry Kane are suspended and they cannot compete for their respective nations? If you deserve to be red carded, you'll get red carded." And that's why a lot of countries have been thinking of appealing red cards. English FA have been mulling over appealing the Jared Conser red card, which was a red card in my opinion. So I think all these things should matters should be kept where they are, so that we will not hit up the controversy pot. All right, so that's for the World Cup. Fast coming to an end, of course. We're almost at the quarterfinal stage. As soon as Colombia, Switzerland wrap up their match, we'll be thinking about the quarterfinals already. So France, Morocco in the quarterfinals. We'll have to continue to talk about them, even though they're not playing tomorrow or what have you. But France, Morocco, what do you think?
I see France edging out Morocco.
Okay.
Morocco will give their best, but France, I think they are tougher, they are more technical. So it is going to be a walkover for France.
Okay, so a walkover
for France.
Some of these things you say walkovers are very tough in football, especially at the World Cup. But of course, the USA Belgium game was a walkover.
Of course, it was.
It was 4-1. That's too much in a round of 16 games. Yeah, special. So all the hosts of the 2026, the 2026 FIFA World Cup are out. Fortunately for them, they didn't need to travel anywhere. They were out in their respective countries, battered. Canada annihilated by Morocco, and Mexico. Well, I think that they were egged out by England, but USA trashed by the Red Devils of Belgium. So you have said Morocco will fall to France. Yes. It's looking that way because their star man will not be there. Ismail Saibari had that non-contact hamstring and will definitely not be able to play against France. And Morocco without Saibari is much more difficult, right? So let's see how that goes. But France, they don't have any injury worries. In fact, I think, without disrespecting Morocco, if France play with their second string, they will definitely also have a chance. I don't know if they will defeat the Atlas Lions because they've got some world beaters on the bench. Marcus Thuram, who start anywhere else, right? Bradley Bacola is on the bench sometimes because that's I think it's always either Bacola or Desiree Doué because Ousmane Dembele must start, Michael Olise must start, Kylian Mbappe must start. So it's either Doué or Bacola, depends on what side of the bed Didier Deschamps wakes up. So anyways, France, they've got Thuram on the bench, Jean-Philippe Mateta, Akleuch on the bench. They've got so many. N'Golo Kante hasn't even played a single minute of this World Cup so far. So you have seen the stellar names that they have on the bench. For the Atlas Lions, hopefully the likes of Sofiane Rahimi, Ibrahim Diaz can function well even without their top scorer Ismail Saibari. Right, I am sure Azedin Unahi, who scored a brace against who did they play the last time? Canada, who scored a brace against Canada, can continue his scoring form from midfield. Beg your pardon. All right, so that's for France. Morocco, another quarter-final fixture has been set, and that's England Norway. Haaland knows his way around English players. I haven't been in the Premier League for a long time and has broken numerous records. So, like we said yesterday, let's see how that goes. Hopefully, you will be able to give us the prediction. A lot of punters are waiting, right? Yeah. So there are people who are punters. So that's how things are going to go for now. All right. So let's go straight to Wimbledon. So many good matches took place. Alexander Zverev and Yuri Lehechka will go back again to well, maybe center court. I think that match happened on center court because Alex Zverev is now a Grand Slam champion and is going to be prioritized in terms of the courts that he will play in. All right, to play on. So, all right, for Wimbledon, Alex Zverev is leading by 2 sets to none under in the third set. Let's see if he can wrap that up. That's the most prestigious tennis tournament in the world is Wimbledon. So let's look at matches that went on yesterday. Yuri Lehechka, like we said before, is going to come back and play against Alexander Zverev because the first 2 sets were won by Zverev, and we know that in Grand Slams it is 5 sets, so you can win the first 2 and capitulate in the next 3 and you lose the match. But for Zverev, he's in the driving seat. Of course, the third set is locked at 3-3, the German and the Czech. Taylor Fritz has continued his great form on grass by defeating Alexander Bublik in 3 sets. I'm sure that was quite comfortable for the American. Well, that's a moral boosting win for America, and that will maybe be a consolation for their national team that got battered. All right. Arthur Ferry, the British wild card in a battle of wild cards, defeated Grigor Dimitrov in 5 sets. Arthur Ferry won the first 7-5. Grigor came, won the second and third 6-3, 6-4. Arthur Ferry said he wasn't backing down and won the fourth 6-4 and the final set in the tie break 10-7. So that has put paid to the Bulgarians' chances of going further in the tournament. Who would have thought that Flavio Cobolli would decimate Alex de Minaur like this in the round of 16 of Wimbledon? He cruised past the Australian demon in 3 sets, 7-6, 7-5, 7-6, 6-3, and Demon was crestfallen. Had a lot of things to say about where he is at the moment, mentally, psychologically, and all whatnot. Some emotions who probably got the better of him. He desperately wants to go deep at slams, hasn't ever reached the semi-final or final, and a lot of people touted him to be the next Leighton Hewitt, but nobody can be like Rusty, a two-time Grand Slam champion. For the women yesterday, all right. For the women yesterday, Linda Noskova defeated Madison Keys in the round of 16. Madison Keys is 2025 Australian Open champion. Jessica Pegula has booked a date with Coco Gauff, and they'll be playing their quarterfinal today. Two Americans slugging it out for a place in the semifinals. None of them have won Wimbledon, so let us see how that goes. Jasmine Paolini, the Italian who let down a lot in the last couple of years, has returned to the quarterfinals of Wimbledon. Whenever she exceeds the rounds of 16, she gets to the final of a slam. She's done it twice previously. She got to the final by defeating Igor Swiatek's conqueror, Alexander Erla, the Filipino who made history by in 3 sets. 6-4, 4-6, 6-3. All right, so Ella is going home with her head held high. Elise Mertens, who has never crossed past the round of 16 of Wimbledon, actually did one over Boskova by defeating her in 3 sets. All right, so Elise Mertens is now in the quarterfinals of Wimbledon for the first time. Marta Kostyuk as well booked her place in the quarterfinals by defeating Krejci by 2 sets to none as well. So that's Wimbledon for the matches that went down yesterday. For today, in the men's singles, Yannick Sinner, the world #1 4-time Grand Slam champion, who completed this clay swing. I think he swept all clay titles, including the French Open, which he lost. He couldn't win the French Open, but all clay Masters 1000s he won them, and that led him to winning 6 straight Masters 1000s. He is looking to return to winning ways in Grand Slam play, especially now that the questions over his form and fitness. Is going to be playing Jan-Lennard Struff, who hasn't done badly in this tournament so far, in the quarterfinals. All right, so Fege Ojaliasim, like we said before, is going to play 24 time Grand Slam champion. Someone has won 24 Grand Slam tournaments. Some people haven't even reached the semi-final of Grand Slam yet. So, and it is really, really huge for Novak. So 24-time Grand Slam champion Novak Djokovic is going to be playing against Fege Ojaliasim in the other quarterfinal that will be played today. For the women, today, Jessica Pegula, like we said before, is going to be playing against 2-time Grand Slam champion Coco Gauff, and Naomi Osaka, who defeated world #1 Aryna Sabalenka in the round of 16, will be playing her quarterfinal, where she sees herself probably in the semi-final, but this is a potential banana peel for Naomi Osaka, because she's going to be playing against Karol Muchova, and Muchova is a tricky customer. So let's see how that goes for the Japanese American. I think she's the Japanese Haitian American, so she has that triple citizenship. Yeah, and she's won 4 Grand Slam tournaments as well, 2 at the Australian Open, 2 at the US Open. All right, so that's for Wimbledon. So many incredible stories, because there will be a new Wimbledon champion. A woman who hasn't won it yet is going to hoist it for the first time, because all previous winners have been eliminated from the tournament. All right, so that is that for Wimbledon. Okay, so let us look at some transfer news. Despite the fact that the World Cup is going on, clubs are not resting on their laurels. They are trying to secure good players before they become too pricey after the World Cup. No matter how bad you are, if you have a good World Cup tournament, you get a new club. So when you seek pastures new after a good World Cup performance on the balance, you definitely get a good club, no matter what. James Rodriguez got Real Madrid when he put in that spectacular showing at the 2014 World Cup. All right. Paulo Dybala, who was touted to be the next Messi. So many next Messis have come and gone, really. So Paulo Dybala has agreed all terms of a new deal at AS Roma. Well, it was never in doubt Gianpiero Gasperini has done very well at AS Roma with the likes of Dwayne Malen loan from Aston Villa, has now been bought permanently because he scored so many goals and ensured, I think, 14 and 15 Serie A appearances, or 15, 16, and ensured that AS Roma qualified for the Champions League under Gasperini, who we remember did very well at Atalanta with Charles de Ketelaere, Ademola Lookman, and co. All right, so for Dybala, he has agreed all terms of a new deal at AS Roma. All right, so that's very good for Paulo Dybala. Good news for him. Amadou Onana has suffered an anterior cruciate ligament rupture, that's ACL for short, and will be out for about 8 months. In terms of rehabilitation and everything else, let's just say a year, because ACL is usually a long-term injury layoff. So former AS Roma and Lens manager Ricky Masaya has signed his contract as the new technical director of Juventus, the old lady, the Bianconeri, one of the most historic clubs in the world football. You know how many great players they've produced? Chief of all, Alessandro Del Piero, one of my favorite players of all time. All right, so Newcastle are preparing to open an official bid for Switzerland gem. We're just talking about him. Johan Manzambi has done very well in this World Cup so far. 3 goals, 2 assists. I told you that when you perform well at the World Cup, you are almost certain to have a better deal at a better club. Right now, he is at SC Freiburg, and SC Freiburg respectfully cannot match Newcastle United. So, all right. So, he scored 3 goals and delivered 2 assists so far at the FIFA World Cup, and he will be looking to put Colombia to the sword tomorrow morning Nigerian time. Inigo Martinez has agreed to stay at Al Nassr for 1 more season. The likes of Marcelo Brozovic have left. All right, Jorge Jesus, who was their coach that led them to the SPL title, is set to be named Portugal manager, a direct replacement for Roberto Martinez. Meanwhile, Ange Postecoglou, who was recently at Nottingham Forest, is the new coach of Al Nassr. So let's hope Ronaldo likes that man. All right, so maybe it definitely would have gotten Ronaldo's seal of approval, because Al Nassr will not appoint a coach without Ronaldo say so. So, all right, Newcastle have verbally agreed to sign Sean Steele for a fee over 25 million euros. All right, so the 18-year-old midfielder will join the Magpies from Ajax. Agreement done overnight, and Newcastle planning for the medicals. All right, so Neymar's father has also said that his son should keep playing football after retiring from the national team. Retired on a high, on an individual note, because he scored that penalty after Bruno Guimaraes contrived to miss the one that would have put Brazil ahead. But yeah, a lot of great players have missed crucial penalties, so we shouldn't have Bruno Guimaraes' head. He is a human being. He's subject to make mistakes, and that is what happened with him. Roberto Baggio, the Divine Ponytail, 1993 World and European Footballer of the Year, lost a crucial penalty in the 1994 World Cup final against Brazil for the Italian national team. All right, so I'm sure the scary face of Claudio Taffarel was what ensured that he booted his penalty above the goal post. Okay, so Newcastle are doing very well in the transfer market. They bought Bozama Toure. They're looking to get a star. All right, so for Rudy Garcia, he has said that he likes all that is going on with Belgium, and that Folarin Balogun came to talk to him after some fracas ensued. Of course, the USA were not emotionally intelligent after they lost that match. Charles de Ketelaere was the man of the match for Belgium against the United States. Most of this transfer news have been gotten courtesy Fabrizio Romano. It is always good to credit your source, no matter who you are. All right, so thanks to Fabrizio, we have current information on transfer news. So that's for transfers. A lot of transfers have been done. We keep reminding you officially, the likes of Denzel Dumfries have actually signed for Real Madrid under Jose Mourinho, 20 million euros. What do you is that a very good signing? Madrid already have Trent Alexander-Arnold. So what do you think about that signing?
That signing, Mourinho knows what he's doing. So he knows the people he wants to bring into the fold. So signing him, so he knows best, and I believe he's going to perform, give out his best and perform good when the season starts. So that is it. So for him, it's a good signing. Like when you sign somebody with that kind of amount, by the time he plays for Real Madrid, other clubs will be looking for him to sign it for like 70 to or 80 million euros. So it's a good market. It's a good
He's 30 years old.
He's 30 years old.
So he's experienced. He's played for Inter. He's played for Ajax.
Because he's an experienced. Just when we signed, Liverpool signed our captain from Southampton.
Yeah, Virgil van Dijk. Yeah.
So
Sadio Mane came from there too.
From there too. So today, who is Virgil van Dijk? So this
He's a world-class defender now.
World-class defender.
Yeah.
So that is it. So that's the same thing Mourinho is trying to do here. So
okay. So there'll be competition for places at right back. Trent is no stranger to competition because last season he had it all to do against the captain at that time, Danny Carvajal, who has left for pastures new. So let's see what Trent will bring to the table, and he has to be more defensively aware. I think it is his defensive capabilities that are questionable. In terms of his passing range, he's definitely world class, but that's one of the reasons Thomas Tuchel didn't take him to the World Cup, because his defensive capabilities are always questioned. All right, so let's see if the arrival of Denzel Dumfries is going to raise his level of competitiveness, especially as a defender, because he's first a right back before trying to be an attacking right back. He's first a right back. So there's always competition for places in football. Marco Corella is going to compete, of course, at the left back position with Alvaro Carrera, who was previously at Manchester United and at Benfica. All right, so in defense, Dean Hudson, who didn't get that call up for Spain, is definitely going to be there with Tony Rudiger. Ibrahim Konate from your club Liverpool is now at Real Madrid. So that there'll be competition for places. Konate is at the World Cup, even though he doesn't start, but yeah, he's there. And I think he's played one game. He's done well compared to the likes of N'Golo Kante, who have found chances few and far between. So that's for Real Madrid. We hope that Jose Mourinho will bring back that special one spark at Real Madrid. We remember them. They lost Merengues when he came from Inter Milan. There was that pomp and pageantry, a lot of things, a lot of furore, a lot of talk. Is the special one really special right now? After some unsuccessful stints at Fenerbahce, and let us see what he brings to the table. He went unbeaten at Benfica, but they still ended up in third place. So it's not just to go unbeaten. What are you going to make out of it? I think he won the Taça de Portugal. He does very well as a manager. Did very well at Roma. Got to some European finals. Won one, lost one. So he's a great guy. He's a great manager. Of course, one of the greatest managers of all time. I remember that press conference at Chelsea. Yeah. So Chelsea is not a special team. I'm the special one. So anyways, for the Portuguese managerial legend, we wish him all the best at Real. We know that it is going to be fiercely contested next season in the Spanish La Liga. Hansi Flick at Barcelona. Cholo Simeone is always Cholo Simeone at Atletico Madrid. Then we've got this Mr. Man, Jose Mourinho at Real Madrid. All right, so Manchester City, we said before, sealed the signing of Elliot Anderson from Nottingham Forest, 116 million pounds, all that money for Elliot Anderson. And people are saying Morgan Rogers will probably be worth more, 130 million. And he himself has said he doesn't think he's worth that much. What do you think? Morgan Rogers plays for Aston Villa, even though Unai Emery has done very well. They won the Europa League in grand style, right? So Do you think Morgan Rogers, because English players over the years have been massively overpriced?
They are overrated, and overpriced. So for me, that price is too much for him.
Okay.
It's too much. At least between 75, 80 million pounds.
But if Jan Diomande can go for 100 million, he's 19 years old. 100 million euros. I think in terms of contributions of football experience, Morgan Rogers is in a better place, even though and it's at Aston Villa, right? So I think because of the signings of yesteryears, Ousmane Dembele, we know how much Barcelona played, or how much Barcelona paid to get him from Borussia Dortmund. We know how PSG broke the bank to get Neymar from Barcelona as well. Barcelona, they've gotten a lot of money as well, has wasted a lot of money. Well, let's not say waste, but they spent a lot of money on players that didn't perform at the new camp. But now, Ousmane Dembele, never say never. Ousmane Dembele is currently the best player in the world. He's the holder of the Ballon d'Or and the holder of the FIFA. So at this point, maybe Barcelona lost out. He was injury prone, had a lot of issues, especially with discipline. He wasn't coming early to training. Yeah. So, but now Luis Enrique has unlocked something that other coaches found it difficult to. And Luis Enrique was also at Barcelona too. So maybe it's a newfound love, and Dembele loves football more. And that has led to him winning the Ballon d'Or and so many other individual and team accomplishments. All right, so we'll come to the end of Sports Grandeur on OJ 106.3 FM Benin. My name is Ohise Boreme, and thank you, my friend and brother Ekijim Otame. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Follow us everywhere, like we say. Cheers. Signing out.